Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why am I not happy even though I have everything? Why does your mind jump from one thought to another, like a monkey hopping tree to tree, never resting, never satisfied? Why do we live our whole lives trying to impress others, only to realize we've never really lived for ourselves? This is your wake-up call. You are not here to follow the noise. You are here to find your peace. And that begins by focusing on your life. Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within, do not seek it without." But we've reversed the formula. We chase people. We chase validation. We chase likes, comments, numbers, attention, praise, even when we're exhausted. We bend ourselves to fit into boxes society made for us. And in the process, we forget who we really are. Let me tell you a short story. Once, a student came to a Zen master and said, "Master, I want peace. Teach me how to find it." The master smiled. He took a jug full of water and stirred it. "Look inside," he said. "What do you see?" The student replied, "I see nothing but muddy water." The master waited. The water slowly settled. "Now what do you see?" "I see my reflection." The master said, "That is peace. When your mind is disturbed, you cannot see clearly. But when it is still, the truth reflects." That's the power of focus. That's the power of silence. That's the power of living your own life, not someone else's. Now pause, take a deep breath, look around you. What are you truly chasing? Are you chasing something because you want it, or because the world told you that's what you should want? Ask yourself, why am I constantly comparing myself to others? Why do I care so deeply about what others think of me? Why do I fear being left behind? The truth is, you were never behind. You were just not on your own path. Buddhism teaches, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. If your mind is filled with comparison, you become insecure. If your mind is filled with greed, you become restless. If your mind is filled with fear, you become paralyzed. But if your mind is filled with awareness, with self-respect, with calmness, you become unshakable, unstoppable, unbothered, because the power you're looking for is not in the outside world. It's already inside you. It always has been. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat down and just breathed? No phone, no notifications, no noise, just you and your breath. When was the last time you asked yourself, am I living the life I truly want, or just performing for the world? There's a reason monks are so peaceful. It's not because they have nothing. It's because they need nothing. They've stopped chasing. They've stopped comparing. They've stopped pleasing me. They've started focusing. Focusing on their breath. Focusing on the present moment. Focusing on their soul. And that's why they radiate peace. Now think of your own life. You wake up and the first thing you see is your phone. Before your feet touch the ground, your mind is already in chaos. WhatsApp, Instagram, emails, notifications, pressure. You're not living. You're reacting every single day. And slowly, without realizing, you become a stranger to yourself. You start living for likes, not love. For attention, not authenticity. For results, not peace. But what if I told you that you can take your life back? Right now, all you have to do is focus. Focus on your life, not on what others are doing. Not on who's more successful, not on what they have that you don't. Just focus on your breath, your body, your journey. There's a powerful Buddhist teaching. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Today, that teacher is you. You don't need a guru. You don't need a million followers. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Because in the present moment, you are enough. Right now, as you are. Part 1. The battle within, understanding the source of distraction. Have you ever noticed how loud the world has become? Every moment there is something demanding your attention. A message, a notification, a breaking news story, or someone else's opinion of how you should live your life. And in the middle of that chaos, we lose something sacred. Ourselves. Buddha said, it is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. Let that sink in. Because you can build the biggest empire, have the flashiest car and the largest following, but if your inner world is broken, you have nothing. Distraction is the disease of this age, but it's not new. Even 2,500 years ago, people faced internal restlessness. What has changed is the speed and intensity of these distractions. To truly focus on your life, you must first understand what is pulling you away from it. And it always begins within the mind. The monkey mind, a Buddhist view. Buddhist teachings describe the mind as a monkey. This monkey jumps from one branch to another, thought to thought, worry to worry, fear to fear, never stopping. And here's the twist. The monkey isn't evil, it's just undisciplined. It needs training, not punishment. So how do we train it? We begin with awareness. Each time you catch yourself being pulled into someone else's drama, pause, ask yourself, is this helping my peace or harming it? It's not about being selfish, it's about being centered. Because a person who is centered is the most powerful presence in any room. They don't need to speak loudly. Their silence says everything. They don't chase attention. Their energy draws people in. They don't compare. They know they're already enough. That power begins when you take your life back from distractions and give it back to yourself. Zen story, the two ARROWS. One day, a disciple asked the Buddha, "Why do I suffer so much? Why does pain always follow me?" The Buddha replied, "Imagine being struck by an arrow. Is it painful?" The disciple nodded, yes. Buddha continued, "Now imagine being struck by a second arrow. In the exact same spot. Is it even more painful?" The disciple nodded again, unsure. "The first arrow," Buddha said, "is the inevitable pain of life. Illness, heartbreak, failure. These come to everyone, but the second arrow, that is your reaction, your anger, self-pity, blame, and overthinking. That arrow is optional. Let that sink in. You cannot control everything life throws at you, but you can control what you do next. Do you fire the second arrow into your own soul? Or do you breathe, accept, and move on? Focusing on your life begins with letting go of that second arrow. The danger of comparison, a modern epidemic. Social media is a highlight reel, not a real life. But here we are, comparing our behind the scenes to someone else's filtered version of success. And what happens next? We feel small, we feel late, we feel unworthy. But Buddha never taught us to compete, he taught us to awaken. He said, the only real failure in life is not to be true to the best one knows. It doesn't matter what others are doing. What matters is, are you living in alignment with your truth? Are you honoring your time, your talents, your path? Because true focus is not about control, it's about clarity. Part 2, the empty cup making space for peace. A university professor once came to a Zen master to learn about enlightenment. The master welcomed him with tea. The professor began to explain everything he knew, talking endlessly. Meanwhile, the master calmly poured tea into the professor's cup. He kept pouring until the cup overflowed. The professor shouted, "Stop, the cup is full." The master smiled, "Yes, and like this cup, your mind is too full of your own opinions, expectations, and ego. How can I teach you unless you first empty your cup?" This is the starting point of transformation. To focus on your life, you must first let go of what doesn't belong. Clear out the noise, the assumptions, the toxic patterns. Only then can truth enter. Most people want peace, but they refuse to let go of drama. They want focus, but they keep chasing chaos. You can't walk into a new reality while carrying the baggage of your old one. So start emptying your cup, one belief, one thought, one expectation at a time. Let it go. Buddhist principles for a focused life. Here are powerful teachings from Buddhism that bring you back to focus. Right mindfulness, samasati. Be fully aware of where you are and what you're doing. Right intention, samasankappa. Cultivate thoughts of self-discipline and letting go. Right effort, samavayama. Direct your energy toward personal growth. Detachment, vairagya. Let go of attachments to outcomes and people. The middle way, avoid extremes. Balance is the foundation of peace. Apply these not just in meditation, but in daily life, at work, in relationships, during conflict, while eating, while walking. Let your entire life become a meditation. Daily routine to build unshakable focus. Morning silence. Begin your day without screens. Just sit, breathe, and reflect. Single tasking. Do one thing at a time with full presence. Multitasking destroys peace. Mindful walking. Take 10 minutes to walk slowly and observe your surroundings. Digital detox hours. Set time each day with 0 notifications or screens. Evening reflection. Journal before bed. Ask, where did I lose my focus today? Where did I stay true to myself? These simple steps, done consistently, transform your life, slowly, gently, but powerfully. The silent power of self-respect. Self-respect is the secret sauce of a focused life. When you respect yourself, you say no to distractions. You stop chasing toxic people. You don't explain your silence, you own it. As the Buddha taught, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. When you value your peace, the world begins to value your presence. You become magnetic, not because you shout the loudest, but because you are the calmest. Zen story, The Archer and the Wind. A young man once bragged about his archery skills. To prove himself, he shot an arrow dead center on a target tree. He looked at a Zen master nearby and said, "See how perfect my aim is." The master smiled and led him up a high mountain, where the wind howled and the path was narrow. "Now shoot here," the master said. The archer hesitated, afraid of the wind, the height, the uncertainty. The master said, "Skill means nothing without inner stability. You only hit your target because there was no wind in your mind. To stay focused in life, you must learn to still your inner winds. You don't need to fix the world. You just need to return to yourself. Empty your cup. Choose presence. Walk slowly. Speak mindfully. Rest deeply. Focus on your breath. Focus on your peace. Focus on your life." Part 3. Letting go of toxic people with compassion. Letting go is one of the most misunderstood forms of love. People often associate it with hate, anger, or punishment, but in Buddhism, letting go is an act of deep compassion for others and especially for yourself. The Buddha once said, "Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die." There are people in your life who drain your energy, who brings chaos to your calm, who distracts you from your purpose. And sometimes, the kindest thing you can do is release them. Not with judgment, not with revenge, but with peaceful detachment. When you let go with compassion, you don't push others away in hatred. You simply free yourself from the need to be responsible for their growth, their emotions, or their approval. Focus on your life means understanding that not everyone deserves access to your sacred energy. Zen story, The Bag of Potatoes. A disciple once complained to his master about how many people had hurt him. The master gave him a bag and some potatoes. "Every time someone offends you, write their name on a potato and put it in this bag," the master said. Soon the bag was full, heavy, and smelly. The student said, "Master, this is a burden." The master replied, "Exactly. Your grudges are a burden. Let them go, lighten your load." We carry people in our minds long after they have left our lives. But you are not a garbage collector of other people's darkness. You are a guardian of your peace. Part 4. Living like a monk in a noisy world. How do monks stay calm even in the chaos? How can you bring that same serenity into your modern life? You don't have to shave your head or move to the Himalayas. You just have to shift your mindset. Here are 5 practices inspired by monks that you can apply in everyday life. Silence in the morning. Start your day with 30 minutes of silence. No talking, no devices, just you and your breath. Intentional simplicity. Remove things you don't use. Let go of clothes, apps, contacts, and commitments that add noise. Chant or repeat a mantra. A simple phrase like "I am peace" or "this too shall pass" calms the nervous system. Eat mindfully, chew slowly, savor every bite. Don't eat with screens. Let eating become meditation. Evening stillness. Reflect on your day. Light a candle, give gratitude, sleep with intention. You will notice that by simply being intentional, you start living like a monk without changing your surroundings. Mindfulness meditation to reclaim your energy. Let's do a short guided practice. Step 1, sit comfortably. Close your eyes, relax your shoulders. Let your hands rest on your lap. Step 2, breathe gently. Inhale through the nose, 4 seconds. Hold 2 seconds. Exhale through the mouth 6 seconds. Repeat for 5 rounds. Step 3, return to center. Bring your attention to your breath. If thoughts come, smile at them, and gently return to breathing. Step 4, repeat a silent affirmation. With every breath in, say, I am here. With every breath out, say, I am peace. Do this for at least 5 minutes. Watch how your mind settles, your body softens, and your focus returns. You don't need hours, you just need presence. Zen story, The Bell and the Silence. A young monk asked his master, Master, how can I become enlightened? The master rang a bell and asked, Did you hear that? The monk nodded. When you can hear the bell even in silence, you are close, the master said. The monk didn't understand until years later. The bell wasn't outside, it was within. The sound of your true self, the call of your purpose, the echo of your peace. When you stop chasing noise, you begin hearing what truly matters. Your focus is your power. In a world that profits from your distraction, reclaiming your attention is a radical act of self-love. Let go of the noise. Let go of people who steal your joy. Let go of the second arrow. Let go of the stories you were told about your worth. And return to your breath, to your truth, to your life. Because when you focus on your life, you awaken a power that no one can shake. A calm mind, a fearless heart, and a life rooted in peace. That is the path of Buddhism. That is the power of mindfulness. That is your new beginning. Are you ready to walk it? In a world overflowing with distractions, your peace is your rebellion. Each time you breathe with awareness, each time you choose silence over chaos, and each time you let go of what weighs you down, you reclaim your life. Remember, you don't need to escape the world to find peace. You simply need to return to yourself. You are not broken, you are not late, you are not behind. You are unfolding. You are learning. You are remembering what it means to be truly alive. Buddhism is not just philosophy. It is a lived experience of the present moment. So today and every day forward, make this promise to yourself. I will no longer carry what does not belong to me. I will no longer chase what tries to leave. I will no longer fear being alone with myself. Because within that silence is freedom. Within that stillness is wisdom. Within that breath is life. Let go of trying to fix everything. Let go of waiting for permission. Let go of needing to be understood. You don't need validation. You need alignment. Focus on your peace. Focus on your breath. Focus on your life. That is your path. That is your truth. That is your power. Take one mindful step each day and trust that it's enough. You are already on the way. May your journey be gentle. May your heart stay open. May your mind stay clear. And may you always return to the present, where your true life is waiting. Thank you for walking this path with me. Until next time, stay present, stay grounded, stay you.